Hi everyone, welcome back. I'm Juliana, for those of you who don't know me, and I'm so excited because today's video we are doing a get ready with me kind of makeup routine. I'll be using all of the Glo Skin Beauty makeup palettes that we carry at the salon, so I'm super excited to have you guys follow along and I can show you guys what I'm thinking. The goal is to do something that's going to be holiday friendly. I know some people might be traveling for the holiday. This is a weird time of the year, so if anything, why not throw on some makeup even if you're staying home with your family, your husbands, your significant other. Why not just pop on some makeup and, if anything, make the holidays a little bit more fun and something to look forward to. What I have done so far is I just have my skin prepped, so I put on some moisturizer. I'd say I have drier skin to begin with, so if you have combination skin or oily skin, your routine might look a little different. So if you have dry skin, you want to make sure that you're using a moisturizer to hydrate everything, and then you want to use like a setting spray at the end for all methods. If you have oily skin, you will want to avoid a moisturizer and you'll want to use more of a primer that's going to be oil controlling. So that's going to be your best friend. However, I don't have oily skin, so I don't have one with me, but we do carry them at the salon, so you'll want to use one that's the oil controlling. And then if you have combination skin, you may want to use two different methods. So you will want to moisturize in areas where you feel like you're more dry, and then in areas where you feel like you get more oily or it tends to get more oily faster, you'll want to use the oil control primer. Okay, so if you are traveling, you're probably going to be wearing a mask, so the whole focus is going to be the eyes for the most part. I have the Glo Skin Beauty. It's this massive palette. We sell them in smaller palettes, so these are all the shadows that they have. But okay, so if you see, like, this is one palette, this is a second palette, third, fourth, and so on. So what I'm going to do is stick with the Mixed Metals palette. So the Mixed Metals is this second row here, and if you see, it has a lot of mixed metal looking colors. So there's coppers, there's some more like silvery gray, a champagne kind of tone, a darker gray, but I always go for the copper tones. All of these palettes are really good. They have a ton of colors where you can be a little bit more dramatic, but they also have tones and shades where you can make it more natural and more day-to-day as opposed to like a nighttime smoky kind of effect. Cool. I'm gonna start with the Alabaster, the shade Alabaster in the Mixed Metals, which is this top one. So if you see, this one is two shades. I'm going to be using the top one, and I'm going to put that all over my lid, and I'm going to use a fluffy brush, and this is going to go all over my lid. Now, I like to use a light color like this just so that it gives me a nice base, so it will make sure it hides any of the veins or darkness that you might see. Another option is to go ahead and do a concealer on the eye or an eye primer. Sometimes eye primers will have a little bit of a tint to it, so it can hide all of that. I don't always do that just because I feel like my eye area, I don't have too much that I feel like I need to be correcting. And I'm being kind of messy with this. It doesn't have to be too perfect at this point because it is such a light shade. I want to put it all over my eye. It is pretty similar to my skin tone, so if you are more fair, you may want to use a lighter color. This just happens to be a good color for me for my skin tone. And for the palette that I'm using. And if you are deeper in skin tone, then same thing, you may want to use a darker one. Then what I'm gonna do is use a similar brush. This one's just a little bit smaller and more, a little bit more tapered, but so very similar, still a nice soft fluffy brush. It's just a little bit smaller. Using this color right here. And then I always like to tap some of that off. And what I'm going to do is on the outer corners, I'm going to kind of go in circles and I'm going to work into the crease. This is what's known as a transition color. So it's going to set the base, it's going to have a little bit more pigment, and it's going to be a really nice mix between the lighter shade that we put down and the next shades that we're going to use. And then that first brush that I used, now that there's nothing left on it because I've used it on my eyes, you can go back in and blend in the line that you kind of created with the darker shade. If I haven't met you, or if I'm not your stylist at the salon, make sure to come by and say hello. I'm going to take the shade Mahogany, which is this center shade right here. I'm taking this on a still a fluffy brush, again just even smaller. We're doing the same thing that we just did in that last step, we're just keeping it even smaller. So the smaller the brush, the more like compact we're going to be making it. Outer corner. And I will say with shades that like the darker you go, just a little tip, you always still want to take the excess off, but a little tip is that you want to more so stamp the shade into your lid as opposed to like brush it and have it go crazy all over, because it'll be more messy that way. Color Ember, which is the copper shade. Things you can use a brush that is smaller and more compact. This is going to be going on the lid in the center and a little bit closer towards the front of the eye. I like to keep my eye more open for this. I just like tilt my chin up. Back to that small brush that I used. Go in with the shade, what is it? Locket. So this more champagne kind of color in there. I'm going to use that shade. I'm going to go on the eyebrow bone and the inner corner. So I absolutely love, love, love. If you haven't tried it before, I highly recommend it. I highly recommend it. So this is the Glo Skin Beauty. This one is for combination skin. They do have for like oily skin. So it's the moisturizing tint. So it's a tinted moisturizer, which is so amazing. And I do one full pump. So that's one full pump area. So I'll start like with the center of my face. What I do is with my damp beauty sponge, I go in and just press it into my skin. Now this is amazing for really letting your natural skin like shine through. What I'm going to use is my big fluffy brush. This one's for bronzer. And I'm going to take, I like a little bit of a shimmer in my bronzer, not a ton. I don't like it glittery. I don't like it glittery. So this one's a really pretty one that has a mix. What you want to do is a 3. I honestly go all the way across my forehead here at the top. This one, the more orangey, like cream shade right there. So they're a cream, but they feel like a powder once it starts to be more blended into the skin. So this, I go in circular motions. So we are done with the face. I'm gonna go in and do the eyes again. So I'm gonna take that shade. I'm going to take that shade and I'm going to go up close to, so right underneath my bottom lashes. I used for that transition shade, that Dolce color. I'm going to go right below it, but still over the mahogany. And just soften that. So I'm going to go on top of the, like right over top of the mahogany and then slightly below it so that I can blow out these edges a little bit. Okay, so I put on some mascara. I filled in my brows just a tiny bit. I have naturally pretty dark brows, so sometimes what I do is just on the tail end of the brow, I'll just fill it in just a smidge and then I'll brush them out just so that they're not too harsh or anything. And then I put a tiny bit of a lip color. This is the look. I put on some mascara as well. I hope you guys enjoyed this look. If you see me in the salon and you have any questions, please don't hesitate to ask. I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and if you have any video recommendations, please let me know. And if there are any palettes that you're wanting me to try out within Glo, please let me know. I love and appreciate you guys. I hope to see you guys in the salon. And like I said, please don't hesitate to come by and say hello. I love getting to meet you guys. Don't forget to like, comment, share, and subscribe, and I will see you guys on the next one.